She can't do it. Hey, Becky.
Yes, we will.
There it is.
Cool.
Becky.
Debbie, Gretchen, Mary, Molly, Trina, Becky. Woohoo!
Steve in the background. Everybody
Oh,
say hi.
you're like shadowed, but I see ya.
Oh, you're way back there. You're shadowed.
Yeah. I see a shiny.
Hell, stop.
Tiny head.
So,
It's my Chrome Dome.
yay! Oh, and Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Tiffany. No fun.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Marilee. Leah. Hi, Leah. Ramona. Yay, Mona. Everybody's kind of muted here. Oh, it says record. Welcome, everyone. My name is Becky Taylor, and I just want to welcome you tonight to this LifeVantage overview. And Marilee Marasich and she'll introduce herself. I'll introduce her, and she'll introduce herself and tell her story a little bit later, are going to be sharing with you the LifeVantage overview. I am from Bellingham, Washington, and I'm actually a real estate professional in Bellingham. And I was introduced to what I am going to be introducing to you, and now I'm introducing to as many people that will listen to this wonderful journey, this wonderful life in LifeVantage and the little yellow pill about almost 22 months ago now, when somebody loved me enough to share with me the ABC video. And when I watched that video, I kid you not, something inside of my inner being leapt out and said, you have got to be kidding. If this is true, somebody actually has done something that literally switches on. And what I said, my understanding, heals the blood. And my story is that I didn't even have a story. I went in and began to do research. I actually went to an event at the company. I saw the science, the culture, the lifestyle, that it was a publicly traded company, and the science behind this. And I hadn't so much as seen a little yellow pill, and I didn't even know what the compensation plan was. All I knew is that this was something big, and it was going to begin to change lives, including mine. I jumped in with both feet, and I got the platinum package, which Marilee will talk about later, and I just dove in. Professionally, I said, this is a no-brainer, and physically, and then for the future, I knew that this was for me. And so tonight's overview, we're going to be sharing together 3 stories with you: the company story, the product story, and a little bit about the income story. Now, what is your biological age? I know my real age is 55 years old, and I've known in my life, even 2 years ago, I did not feel 55. When I got up in the morning exhausted because I had severe sleep deprivation and almost adrenal failure, I felt like I was 65, 75 years old. And I was not feeling very young at all. But we're finding out that biological age is something that can be turned back. And we want to stay young, don't we? It's all about staying young. What are we doing to stay healthy and to stay young? Well, 68% of the human race right now we'll say in America and in Canada, take supplements, vitamins, herbs, and oils. Why do they do that? They want to live long, and they want to feel better, and they want to be healthy. Well, what's the benefit you're hoping to receive from them? Well, the benefit is we want to live long, we want to feel good, and we want to be healthy, and we want to not be sick as we're aging. Well, guess what? There is new science, and it's not about supplementation, but it's about activation. Oh my goodness. Let's talk about this activation. We're going to talk about LifeVantage, the company. Now, where this all started, LifeVantage, in 2003 is when these products begin to hit the shelves. And in 2003, Dr. Joe McCord won a very large award. It's the award that is given to some of the greatest inventors and inventions that shape history. We're talking the same as award as Orville Wright, the Wright brothers, Henry Ford, and others that literally had inventions that literally shaped the future, how we know it today. And so this ABC Primetime report said, hey, this guy has his claim to fame and says he's got this little NRF2 activator, and let's go find out if this is legit. And, they don't go there to say, hey, this is great. They go to say, hey, is this really legit? And they actually want to see if they can blow holes in it and find out that it's a big scam. Well, guess what? It ended up being the biggest exposure that this product, this NRF2 activator, this little yellow pill would ever have, because 20 days after John Quinos had a blood test, he went back in, had another blood test, his oxidative stress levels were down 45%, and it literally broke loose. There was $5 million of inventory was sold off the shelves of GNCs and Rite Aids and health food stores of Protandim at the time, and it spawned universities and prestigious medical centers to begin self-funded, not LifeVantage funded, self-funded research on our little yellow pill. So LifeVantage is a company in the history. So it was a small little biotech company at the time, and it was just selling primarily through retail. So we were in GNC, we were in vitamin stores and Rite Aids and where you would normally go and sell vitamins, and they were selling the average of about a half a bottle a month, because, you know, a 21-year-old, they don't know what this is and how to sell it or even how to tell anybody what it did for you. So they were making maybe $9 million a year. Well, 2009, after some advice from people that came in, and after the 2005 blow up with that ABC primetime, they're like, you need to get this off the shelves and get into the hands of the people. And that's when it entered into the direct selling company. And from 2009 to 2015, that's how long it took to get to my ears. And now the snowball is going faster and bigger as it's getting to more and more people's ears, as people are going mouth to mouth. It's $2 million+ company, and it's the 67th largest direct selling company in the direct selling industry. Think about it. There are thousands of startups happening every year, thousands of companies out there, and we're 67th. That's a very big deal. So LifeVantage is leading the way. Nutrigenomics, that alone is a big new word. It's a scientific study of the interaction between nutrition in naturally occurring plant compounds and gene expression, especially in the regard to the treatment and, big word here, prevention of disease. Nutrigenomics is biohacking the aging process. So, Marilee.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Well, I love this slide. Thank you, Becky. Yeah, and I love that this has created a new category, right? I just think that's awesome. And, you know, if we talk about supplementation, and Becky touched on that. So you talk about, you know, in the 1900s to the 2000s, we had supplementation. That's old school technology. So they're using large doses of synthetic vitamins. You've done it. I've done it. We've all done it. We've been familiar with it. That's kind of what we've all been exposed to. But the new school technology has completely changed the game. And if you think about this, when you are talking about old school technology, you have to ask the question, why then are cancer rates at an all-time high? Why are we having diseases absolutely out of control, even though, you know, we've just had supplementation in front of us? That's why we're so excited about the new school technology. And that is activating the body's natural defense and repair mechanisms. Like Becky said, biohacking the body back to your younger days, which is really prevention. So it's kind of crazy, but the top 5 preventable health concerns, this is just such a crazy chart. Look at this, guys. Cardiovascular disease, 45% of people die of cardiovascular disease, yet it's one of the top 5 preventable health concerns. You've got cancer in here at a 36% rate, metabolic disease, neurodegenerative disease, respiratory diseases. Guys, that's just crazy. When you talk about that's preventable. Mm-hmm. So, Becky, I'm going to throw this. We've got one more slide if we can make that happen.
Oh, that's right. Thank you. We got a little method here that we have to make this happen. Here we go. And back up we go. Okay, here we go.
This is really a powerful slide. It's talking about the power of prevention. So if you're talking about a lifespan and life quality, you know, right about the time you're age 20 or so, you're at your peak performance, peak health, and it's really at that age that we start to decline. We start seeing the effects of oxidative stress, which we're going to, you know, share that word a lot tonight. But prevention really should start at about that time, you know, 20, 30 years old. When you can do that, you can increase the life quality. But what happens now is, I mean, we're used to supplementation and all of those things have been happening all along. But then you look at that 60, 70-year mark, then drug treatment is introduced, and you see the quality of life going down, drug treatment. But if you can start with prevention, and you start, the earlier the better, you can see in this graph that increase in life quality and lifespan is where you want to focus. That makes sense to me.
It's just absolutely huge. And what's happening and why the disintegrating of our bodies and the rusting of our bodies is oxidative stress. That's what's happening. And that's what we want to interrupt as early and as soon as possible. That's what prevention is all about. So what is oxidative stress? Rusting of the body from the inside out. It's burning food as fuel. It creates energy and waste compounds, which in fact creates free radicals, which free radicals is kind of the older word for oxidative stress. Free radicals damage cells. Hundreds of age-related diseases are linked to oxidative distress. And we just challenge you, if you haven't gone to this pubmed.gov, we're talking a federally funded online study research place where many doctors do their papers and submit them and study. Search oxidative stress. See how many results you're going to come up with diseases linked to oxidative stress. And the cumulative effects of free radicals and oxidative stress lead to aging and age-related diseases. So the causes of oxidative stress, you see here, so many things. We don't live in the same world that our grandparents and great-grandparents and great-great-grandparents lived in. We have causes all around us. Stress causes oxidative stress. That's huge. Trauma, injury, aging, infection, poor diet, pollution, inflammation, pesticides, alcohol, smoking, excessive exercise, or inadequate. So many things are the result and causes of oxidative stress today and free radical damage, which leads to cellular aging, disease, and death. And here is a great example of how our world has changed. All these things that we see going on today leading to this, the oxidative stress, which we are fighting every day. So what combats oxidative stress? Well, antioxidants. That is what combats oxidative stress. And we're going to talk about that more. LifeVantage, let's biohack the aging process. This is so huge. This is huge. So biohacking the aging process. So while other doctors were trying to figure out what DNA looks like, Dr. McCord was figuring out how to repair it. Of those doctors, he was the only one awarded for his discovery. And the little yellow pill was born. Woo! So exciting. Protandem NRF2. This is what this is all about. The flagship product of LifeVantage Company. 5 plant ingredients is an NRF2 synergizer. Lowers oxidative stress by an average of 40% in 30 days. And that it will lower it up to 70% in the days to follow from 90 days and beyond. 26 peer-reviewed, published studies. That is a very, very big deal. And that's where you're going to find in pubmed.gov. There are 7 U.S. patents, but a total of 12 patents that are abroad and U.S. together. And this Protandem is the only natural supplement proven to extend life. And that was from a 10-year study from the National Institute of Aging. That is huge, huge. And that word has not even, I don't believe the impact has even hit the public of how big of a deal that is. These 5 little herbs, turmeric, milk thistle, green tea, bacopa, and ashwagandha are the 5 herbs mixed together. Marilee, was this the screen you were going to talk about, or was this me still?
That's you still?
Okay, let's go. So NRF2, this is the new technology versus the old being supplement versus activation. Here you can see that 1 Protandem generated will actually attack and alleviate 1 million free radicals, 1 per 1 million every second all the time, 1 second per second, every second in your body. That's the activation that's taking place because your body is now creating the antioxidants to where if you were to have a handful of blueberries, it's 1 antioxidant to 1 free radical. That's a 1-to-1, not 1 to 1 million per second, every second. You see how big this is and how much more powerful it is? This little diagram right down here in the corner, it's hard to see here, but it is these 5 ingredients together, all these 5 mixed together make 18 times more effective built together than if you were to do them individually. So some of you have said, well, I take green tea or I take turmeric. I have, I even take bacopa or ashwagandha or milk thistle. But when you take them together in a perfectly synergized form, look at this. This is Protandim. That's how much more effective, 18 times more effective all together. And that's what this is about. They're perfectly synergized. So there it is again. It is clinically proven to reduce oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. This is huge. NRF2 has been called the master regulator. Washington State University did a 1-year study, 28-page study. And on page 15, after doing a study of the NRF2 being the master regulator, and mind you, this is a NRF2 activator we're talking about. They said this, they coined this phrase, that it is the most extraordinary therapeutic and the most extraordinary preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. Read it again. Memorize that. Do you see how big that is, what this is, what Protandim is? And it is the first to market, the only to market, and there is no other as it is today. So here we have PubMed, all the published studies. Go there, look up oxidative stress, look up NRF2, search Protandim, and you're going to see what we're standing on here. And here it is again, just to reemphasize, a National Institute of Aging, a federally funded, this wasn't LifeVantage funded, federal government funded this study, and they did Protandim with about 5 other herbs, 10 years. At the end of 10 years, in July of 2016, they released this, that Protandim only, none of the other herbs, literally impacted lifespan and increased lifespan by 7%. People, this is huge. Now, continuing to biohack the aging process, we have Protandim NRF1. And this is the 5 plant ingredients, NRF1 synergizer. This is about the mitochondria. Look up mitochondria and you're going to see that it is the powerhouse of the cell. It increases cellular energy, improves sleep quality, and promotes cellular repair, supports cognitive and brain health, supports healthy blood and cardiovascular, and this is the page I really want you to see. Look at what happens in a body that has mitochondria dysfunction. It is the causes of many common diseases and aging. So these yellow ones are the ones that are more affected: Alzheimer's, autism, muscular dystrophy, chronic fatigue, Huntington's, and then the outlying ones. These are all fibromyalgia, diabetes, cerebral palsy. These are all affected. Now imagine turning your mitochondria healthy once again. Here again, we're talking prevention and quality of life. Huge. Put the 2 together. NRF2, which is activating and switching your body on to create its antioxidants, reducing pain, lowering inflammation, improves sleep, detoxifies those cells, and the mitochondria synergizer, heart health, cognitive, they together. NRF1 is like the rocket fuel. It's the fuel of the vehicle that you are driving that no longer is full of rust. So NRF2 is the beautiful vehicle. NRF1 is the fuel. 1-2 punch. Together they are absolutely unstoppable. And then we're biohacking the aging process through the intestinal tract. They said that the intestinal tract here is like the brain. It's directly connected to your brain function. This is all new. There's actually a 10-year study that will be brought out in 2018 on probiotic and what it does for gut health alone. So this is really big. That's coming more and more. So our ProBio is something that you're going to see this little box over here and on the right-hand side. And our ProBio has a BioTrack system. It's 6 billion CFUs of the healthy bacteria. So it is something that holds together to where it gets through the stomach into the intestines. 60% of it will get through the stomach acids, where you can see in the past where regular, if you have even some of the refrigerated items, you can see here that 96% is eaten up in the stomach. And that's not where the problem lies. It's in the intestines. So we want to get what we need into our intestinal tract and to think that this is getting through. Wellmune is a prebiotic. So yes, we are both prebiotic and probiotic. Absolutely a powerful, does not need to be refrigerated because it's freeze dried. So we are now putting together the three together. And Marilee, you have the famous Odie. Talk to us.
Famous Odie. So if you don't know famous Odie, we have a Great Dane, and he's just a giant love bug. But I'll tell you, I love that this company created a product for pets, for our pets. And I'll give you just a tiny background. The reason they created this line, especially for dogs, is because people were literally cutting up their protandem nerve 2 to give to their dogs, to give to their horses. It actually can be given to any mammal, but we now have a special line just for dogs. So Petandem is what we call it. 5 plant ingredients again. It's the Nerve 2 Synergizer. And think about it, your dog ages 7 times faster. So if you can slow that process down, give them a higher quality of life, less aches and pains and all of those things. We've seen so many videos of dogs turning around with this. It's been phenomenal. But it's got omega-3s in there. It lowers oxidative stress by an average of 40% in 30 days for these guys as well. Supports joint function, mobility, and flexibility. And it's just the best thing that you can do for those fur balls. Absolutely.
We love our fur balls. Go ahead. Keep going, Marilee. Marilee
yes.
is...
Yes, so True Science is also part of our line for beauty. And what you want to think about, we have Nerve 2 working on the cells on the inside. We have Nerve 2 now in our skincare. And I love this. This line actually came about, so a little history lesson again. I love the story behind our company. LSU, Louisiana State University, was studying the effects of melanoma, skin cancer, and they were actually using our protandem nerve 2 in spots. We're not here to tell you we're preventing, curing, mitigating disease in any way, shape, or form, but that's what they were testing. They contacted the company and said, you guys need to create a cream with nerve 2 activation, and our company said, done. So they created first the anti-aging skincare line. Now we have a full line, and it's absolutely a beautiful line. Skincare is a bit of my background, and I can tell you that I have paid 3 times more for a product line with a product line that's not as effective, not even by a long shot. So you're talking about a product that can help with inflammatory skin conditions. So if you have rosacea, if you have acne-laden skin, it literally can help calm the skin down at a cellular level. It's all natural, 4-part system. It's a level 5 skincare line, which literally is the highest rated skincare science that can go behind a skincare product line. So we love that. This is not old school. Old school lines are going to be using just high vitamins, vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin A. We are turning back the cells through the skin. Incredible. No sulfates, no parabens, no formaldehyde, GMOs, petroleum, petrolatum, mineral oil, or artificial colors, which is so fun to say that. But it's great for all skin types. We don't need to have a separate line for each skin type because this is beautiful on all skin. It's wonderful. I love this line. Can't say enough about it. And we just introduced a new hand cream, and it's fantastic.
Awesome. Well, this is what the company has done for us since last April. They put some collections together for us, and I went through the Protandem Nerve 1, Nerve 2, and the ProBio, and they have decided to put together what they call the Activated Essentials line. This is huge for us in that when you get these 3 together, any one of these sets you get free shipping. And they decided, because it was so important to put these products in a collection, that they're gonna waive the shipping and put it towards the ProBio and say, we would rather you have ProBio than pay shipping. So they gave the credit towards the ProBio, and this has now become our #1 seller in the company, is this Activated Essentials line, because you get your gut health connected to your brain health, connected to your cell health, the power of your mitochondria. You have got an absolutely extraordinary, powerful combination, and you get it for free. Add some AXIO, which we'll go into, and add some other products to it if you would like. The whole entire shipment is free. So any one of these here that you see are free in shipping all the time when you order them. So that's a very generous deal from the company. And then we want to talk about this smart energy, AXIO. Say hello to the other 90% of your brain. Hello. I want to say hello to that every day of my life. I don't want to leave 90% of my brain on my pillow. I'm not kidding. I want to be using it. So improved concentration and memory retention, support energy metabolism without the jitters and unwanted crash. I am not lying. You will not crash from this. Reduce mental fatigue and brain fog, pure brain food. That's what this AXIO is. B vitamins, DMAE, quercetin, pine bark extract are some of the ingredients. No sugar. That's a big deal. 15 calories, sweetened with stevia, and it does come in caffeine or decaf, so you can have it morning, night, or anytime. This is something that you're going to be hearing a lot more of, I promise you, of the power of the NRF2 activation of the brain in our AXIO. More is coming out on this, so hang tight for more. And then we have this weight management system. This is our newer system since we've been a part of the company in the last 22 months, but this is a 4-part system that has a cleanse, very gentle cleanse. Our fat burn is something that is very, very powerful. It has a patented ingredient, sinatrol and svetol, which are actually targeted for the belly. It's a gut health system. So we do focus not just on weight loss, but we want you to have a healthy gut. And that's where our ProBio, which I've already talked about, and our gentle cleanse system comes. And this whole system, when you get this system, we have a teamheartfitness.net that you can have training and videos and exercises and recipes, and it's an absolutely full program that we offer with what the company offers you as well. And this whole set is $140 a month, and I just cannot even say enough about how powerful it is. I have a shake every day, I have the fat burn, and of course I have ProBio every single day of my life as well, and use the cleanse once a month. Love it, love it, love it. Look at this. These are just some results, that very few of our hundreds of results that we've collected together, and you can see how much of it is targeted around the belly. Just take note of the shrunken bellies here. So wonderful. But our commitment to you as a company is that our products are all natural, non-GMO, no artificial color, sweeteners, flavors, and our products are only as good as the studies they stand on, and boy, do we have the studies. So now I'm going to hand this over to Marilee. She is going to give just a snippet of her story, which is absolutely fantastic and riveting. We love her. She is my upline. She is the one that I lock arms with, and I'm on this journey, and I know it's going to be a journey into the future to change hundreds and thousands of lives. So Marilee, take it away as you share the business with us.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Becky. You are such a joy to work with. I just love, love, love my team. I'll tell you what, guys, I love this industry too, and I love this company. I think everybody that's here realizes how special of a company this is and how unique and incredible these products are. I know that I wake up every day just saying a word of thanks. I really, truly do. I'm very fortunate to be here and fortunate to be sharing this with you. So my story, just real brief. My husband and I live in Anacortes, Washington, and have been married now 26 years. He was a commercial fisherman, first part of our married life. He worked up in the Bering Sea. So if you've ever seen Deadliest Catch, you will know what he did visually. I'm thankful I didn't know at the time what he did visually. I would have been just a nervous wreck, but it was, if you have seen that show, you understand it's high pay for high risk. Well, the risk kind of caught up with us at one point. We had kind of our plan in place. We were going to try to retire early, be smart with our money. But I got a call one day that he'd hurt his back, and it was a career-ending injury that day. And overnight, our life changed. And so we really had to come back to the table and reinvent ourselves. And we started a traditional business, which is what a lot of people, you know, it's kind of the American dream. We are too entrepreneurial to know we didn't want to work for somebody else. But we started our own business and found quickly that that business owned us. And in a course of life, I came across this industry, and I was so thankful that somebody introduced this industry to me for a chance to build something bigger than myself. And that has literally changed the game for us. We found this company, and literally this is what we've been looking for. So what we're doing here, literally, is we are creating an income generating asset. And if you've never thought about that before, if we just go to work and we clock ourselves in, and it's just us doing the work, then if we're on vacation or we're sick or injured, we don't get paid. Nothing comes in. And the older you get in life, I think that you realize I need to create something bigger than myself if I'm going to have a retirement. That's what we're building. That's the asset that we've got our hands on here. And that's what we're doing. So creating that generating income, or that asset, is literally, we are creating a network of customers as well as a network of distributors. And that's what we looked at here is that fact that we had an 82% customer retention rate with our products. So if I'm talking to you on the business line here and you're entrepreneurial at all, that says many things to you. One, it tells you if you're looking at the product as a customer, the fact we have an 82% customer retention rate tells you the product works. Those stats are 7-year stats. That's awesome. Our products are that good. And it also tells you the retention for business is huge. And what I love about what we do is I'm sitting here, I'm not in your living room. You're sitting at home or wherever you're sitting, you're able to learn about this. And that's what we have our hands on. It's the day and age now is becoming a social entrepreneur. So if you think about it, I mean, the world really has become a gig economy that we have right now. And a gig economy means this, that most households don't just have one job bringing the income in. They've got a gig on the side. Maybe they're an Uber driver. Maybe they're renting out a room or a house at times for Airbnb. You have the opportunity to do that to bring extra income in. But what I love about this is from a cell phone and from a laptop, we can build a business, and it's a global business. So building a global wellness business from your cell phone is what we're doing. And what I love about it is it comes with patents, research is done, marketing tools, infrastructure, and training is here. Everything you need to become the master of your own destiny. Own, no inventory. We don't have to inventory products. Everything comes shipped directly to the customer. Love that. Don't have to have any assets. It drop ships right for you. And it's literally, you have your hands on a virtual franchise. And that's just smart business. Next slide, Becky.
Okay, I'm trying. Sorry. Oh, here we go.
Oh, perfect. And guys, literally the reason that we're here is about the timing in this company. Odds are you probably, until the person that had introduced you to it and asked you to be on this call or this Zoom tonight, your world does not even know about this, or your world would have introduced this to you. And that's what I saw when I was watching that ABC primetime investigative report for the first time. I sat there thinking, I've never heard of this, and I want to be on the product, and I know my world is not on the product. I want them to be there. But obviously the timing when it's really an untouched market is incredible. So think about this, guys. 99.95% of the US and Canada have never even joined this company. It's that new. And it's just, to me, that's super exciting. But we're at the forefront of nutrigenomic science. And that's literally what Becky shared so well. It's activation versus supplementation. You will hear more and more and more about this. You're hearing it here maybe for the first time, but you're going to hear more and more about it. But we are backed by federally funded research on that NRF2 science and now NRF1 science. Amazing. 7 US patents, 12 international patents, smart products. But I want to take your eyes over to the right-hand side of the screen, and I want you to just realize at the very bottom of that graph, it shows back in 1994, there was one study on NRF2 studies at PubMed.gov. And now if you're seeing, as Becky's drawing that line, Last year alone, 1,500 studies now on PubMed.gov on Nerve-2 activation. Guys, it's the science that's going to literally just revolutionize what's happening in the health world, and we have it in a natural product, which to me blows my mind. So right in the center of the screen, you're going to see innovation, adoption, life cycle. And when you're talking about timing in a company, there's always those beginning phases where it's just kind of getting introduced in the market. But here's where we sit. We're at that early adopters time frame right here. And that is where that becomes an amazing opportunity to get it in front of your world before someone else does. And when you can do that, you literally can change your future quickly. And I know that's what we looked at the very beginning, looking at this. And aside from all of us that have used the products having just a tremendous result, we could see the timing to be here and at the forefront of this was so unique and very exciting.
So what's happened from 2009 to the present at LifeVantage? We have, in this very short, relatively short amount of time, become a global leader in nutrigenomics. And we have peer-reviewed, published research. That's huge. Go grab a vitamin from any other company, get on PubMed and see if you can look them up. That's a good indicator. We are a $200+ million per year and growing company, publicly traded, which as a professional, marketplace professional, that was a very, very important thing for me. We have a NASDAQ, we're LFN. And so I keep an eye on it every day. Trust me, I'm keeping my eye on it because it's important to me. We are in Forbes as one of the 5 top in the US companies, one to watch. We're virtual e-commerce websites, which is just absolutely huge. It's done for us. So that's something that is just hundreds of thousands of dollars into this for us. It's done for you. Sponsorship, the MLS Real Salt Lake. I know Marilee and Sean have been to one of their soccer tournaments or soccer games, and yet LifeVantage is all over. So that is a global presence that we have, that we are their official sponsor. And then we are a global business. We're in 9 countries and continuing to grow. And if you see those seals across the bottom, these are seals and stamps of validation for this company and how important they are. National Institute of Aging has stamped and approved and published us. That is so big to have a federally funded company. We also came out in an article in a cancer journal, and that's one's not even listed here. But these little seals that you see here, if you roll over our bottles, you're going to see NSF and this BSGC seal on our bottles. And what that is that it is a stamp of approval of quality, that from the time they get harvested to the time it gets processed, and then it's turned into that little yellow pill, they actually test every single batch that goes through. So from the field to the table, this is actually sealed and tested. They do not skip. So these quality seals are very important to us. ABC, NBC, PBS, and on the Today Show, Protandim has been on. We're on NASDAQ, and you can see Forbes. And then this Chasing Life, one of the very, very powerful books about extending life, gave an entire chapter to Protandim and NRF2 activation. So this is just something that we just put in our feather in our cap and say, this is also a very big deal.
So that's right now you might be looking at, okay, if I get started in this, how does that happen? So everybody starts with a starter kit if you're going to do this as a business. So everybody starts with a starter kit. They're $50 in the US, $44 in Canada, and they basically come with just a little bit of samples and some brochures to get going. And you can add product on top of that for sure. But we have several suggested starter packs to get going with. I know Becky shared earlier, she started with the Platinum pack. I did as well. I'll tell you why I did. First of all, it was kind of a no-brainer. There's 30% savings off the product that's in there. It's a tax write-off, so that was smart. But I decided, you know what, I want to represent this line and I want to be familiar with the product. There's nothing worse than someone asking you, you know, what does that product smell like, taste like, what is it like, and you have no experience. So I wanted to be familiar with it. There's a large array there. It was great. But you also get 2 free event passes to get you to several of our conventions. If you want to use it yourself or share it with a spouse if they're traveling with you or partner, you can do that. There's also the second one that is popular is the Gold Pack. And the Gold Pack, $600 there. It's got a little less than half of the product that's in that Platinum Pack and 1 event ticket, 25% savings off of it. But it's a great place for you to get started on either one of those. And I love now that they offer free shipping with that. So you might be asking yourself, can I do this? I want to tell you this. You are in business when you decide to do this for yourself, but absolutely not by yourself. And this is where we can tell you, we love where we sit with Team Heart. Team Heart has a phenomenal support system, probably the best in the industry, if I can be bold enough to say that. I've been around now for 11 years in this industry. This team has come together and developed an infrastructure that's phenomenal. So simple paint by number system, along with the company's products and their start system, we have a launch guide. We have the tools to lead you to learn the product, learn the business, learn the industry, and teach you how to lead and build a team. We have a Team Heart Academy where you learn skill set, mindset, leadership training. It's absolutely phenomenal. There's lots of different trainers that are in there. And it's a private support community. And I think that's part of the fun that we have here. It's the community is absolutely phenomenal. So I never feel like I'm working by myself ever. But you're at this point now, and really where you want to just decide, make a decision. So you're probably one of 3 people. One, that you need more information. We've given you a lot of information tonight, but if you've got questions, get back to the person that invited you to this. And if you've got questions that we can answer and give you more information, we've got tons of information to share for sure. We'd be happy to do that. 2, if you're that person you looked through some of these slides and you had some product that jumped out at you, I would just encourage you get started on the product. And for goodness sake, that Nerf 2 activation, in my belief, full belief, everybody needs to be on that. It's just phenomenal. I promise. Take our word for it. You won't regret it. Become a customer. Get back to the person that invited you. But if you're like me and you're like Becky and you saw the opportunity that we have here, I would love to invite you to be a part of this team. And the person that invited you to this, they saw enough in you to ask you to take a look. So guys, I just want to share, get in where you fit in. I'm thrilled that you are here with us tonight. Thank you for taking the time. And with that, guys, have a wonderful evening. This call is a wrap. Thanks, guys.